a piece by Gail, Marlene, Schwartz called Loving Benjamin, and I think that it's a good contrast and also complements Margaret's piece. And it also has to do with dealing with a baby or a child that has a disability. Part 5, beginning. His eyes are dark and warm, like hot chocolate, and his movements are punctuated and full of life, like a baby Charlie Chaplin. His new lips feel strangely capable on my nipple. His gaze meets mine, and I whisper, "Well, hello, Benjamin," my voice grainy from the surgery. I nurse him hello, and I nurse him in goodbye. I haven't seen him since. Part 1, another beginning. Congratulations! I listen to the message 3 times to make sure it's real. Finally, I drop the phone and bolt out the door barefooted, running to find Lucy, who is walking the door and shouting, "We're pregnant! We're pregnant!" Part 2, waiting and waiting. Our first ultrasound happens at 8 weeks. The tech rubs jelly on my belly and a tiny pulsing heart appears on the screen. And then another. 2 bodies, 2 heartbeats. At home that evening, we celebrate with flowers, 2 yellow mums for them, a white for Lucy and a purple for me. We light candles, hold hands, and weep with joy. I step on the scale, 161, no gain yet. Our doctor gives me screening tests at week 12. Afterwards, she sits us down. She's concerned about the nuchal translucency test, which indicates that baby B has 1 in 3 chance of having Down syndrome. She strongly recommends that early amniocentesis which would be definitive. I could do it tomorrow, she says. 95% of women who get this news choose abortion, she tells us. And if it's necessary, sooner will be better. Sooner is better for the healthy twin. I am numb and cannot speak. We finally take an appointment for the amniocentesis in a few days to give ourselves time to think. I cry silently in the car going home, wiping my cheeks and nose with the gray fleece of my jacket. During the next few days, I think about my fantasy children. 1 girl and 1 boy. Talented and smart, musician and cartoonist, successful, people who other people cherish, people who care for the world and make me proud. Of course, neither of these children has Down syndrome. Retarded, slow, special needs, mentally handicapped. Somebody who's 95% of the time choose to abort. No, this news does not fit into my plans at all. Suddenly, I'm deeply ashamed. I want to tuck myself into the corner under the loose floorboard in my bedroom, where nobody can see me. Lucy and I talk for hours. We already feel like parents and realize that abortion is not an option for us. Our research tells us that Down's babies are easily adoptable by families who feel called to raise special needs kids. I step on the scale, again and again and again. 165, 165, 168. My brain does somersaults around 1 in 3 odds. 66% of the people who get this news have normal kids, I reason. Medical doctors are such alarmists. 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3. I see a new mom pushing her twins in a double stroller down the street. I turn around and cover 4 extra blocks to avoid her. 171, 172, 174. We do it up for Halloween. We spend hours on our costumes, Lucy, a witch and me, the headless horseman. We make an orange-themed dinner for friends, light candles, and carve intricate pumpkins with the help of Martha Stewart. 172, 175, 175. I feel my capacity for closeness shut down, like a trap door, and I sink deeper and deeper into darkness. I think of my own mother, 22, just 22 at my birth, an unplanned pregnancy. I wasn't the child she imagined either, a beautiful feminine girl who would play quietly with dolls, do as she's told, and take care of mommy. Daily life with her was terrifying. What if she had given me up? 175, 176, 175. Part 3, moving through the middle. The doctor calls for the results of the amnio. Baby B has Down syndrome. The waiting is over. I spend the day with Lucy. We cry and hold each other as we wander through the house. I look for something to fill myself with. Flax toast with peanut butter, semi-sweet chocolate morsels, Lucky Charms cereal with rice milk, a Granny Smith and some cheddar. The gaping hole remains in the depths of my pregnant belly. In the evening, I make the mistake of calling my mother. She listens silently for a moment before speaking. "You're not going to keep it, are you?" I hang up quietly and lie down on the couch and stay there staring at the window until morning. We talk at the breakfast before Lucy leaves for work. We know deep down in our hearts that we cannot provide for baby B. Our advancing ages and my career are reasons enough. I don't even have to fully face my initial shame. 179, 177, 178, I float out further and further from my tribe. I am too broken to manage others' reactions, judgments, even their clumsy, kind offers of, "Can I do anything to help?" 179, 180, 180. I spend more and more time in bed. Part 4, Rebirth. Quietness, emptiness, agony. My belly pushes out more and more, and I sleep in short spurts. My maternity pants keep falling down, and I can't walk to the corner without feeling breathless. We find out that there's 2 boys and decide to name them. Baby A is Alexei, our son. Baby B is Benjamin. We use these hospital initials to honor their names as twins. Kicking, elbowing, and hiccuping inside me. 182, 183, 184. Between week 32 and 33, the adoption proceedings begin. We shed tears of relief to find out that there's a family waiting for little Benjamin. Repeated questions about us being sure of our decision are difficult, though. We are sure, and we are sad. 185, 187, 187. Occasionally, I'm still overtaken by fear. What's wrong with the other one? What if something happens at birth? What if I'm a terrible mother? I feel kicks and see elbows and heels glide across my middle, so I focus there. The fear retreats into the shadow of the miracle and starts loosening up its grip on my soul. 190, 191, 192. Part 5, beginning again. At 36 weeks, my doctor tells me I'm having light contractions and that Benjamin's heart rate is dropping dangerously with each one. She suggests going ahead with an induction, knowing how important a vaginal birth is to me. We can always wheel you across the hall to the OR for a C-section if there's any problems. I look at her puzzled, but couldn't Benjamin die quickly with stronger contractions? She just looks at me and finally shrugs. I realize then that my doctor is only thinking of Lexi. She's willing to sacrifice Benjamin, seeing him like most of the outside world will see him. My mind runs through all the reasons C-sections are bad for babies. This is not how I wanted my son to enter the world. But at that moment, I am Benjamin's mother too, his birth mother. My job at the moment is clear. I make the decision and the nurses begin prepping me for surgery. I tell our doula, Leslie, and the hospital staff that I do not want to see Benjamin at all after the birth. I need to focus on Lexi and not get bogged down in grief. Frightened and shivering, they wheel me into the OR in my gown. I'm given several medications in my spine, and slowly sensations in my bottom half fade away. Lucy comes in after about 15 minutes and holds my hand. At some points, I am losing so much blood that I'm certain I'm going to vomit. Finally, they pull Alexi out, and I hear him wail. The nurse puts him on my chest for a few moments before whisking him away to be cleaned. They take Benjamin out next and quickly bring him elsewhere. When we arrive in the recovery room, both babies are there. It seems the doctors had forgotten my request. A nurse takes Alexi away for some extra oxygen, and Benjamin remains in his little plastic bassinet, quietly smacking his tiny lips together. Leslie comments casually that he wants to nurse. I throw caution to the wind, take him in my arms, and give it my best effort. My first moment of breastfeeding. He latches on and nurses like a pro, all the while maintaining eye contact. His eyes are dark and warm, like hot chocolate, and his movements are punctuated and full of life, like a baby Charlie Chaplin. His new lips feel strangely capable on my nipple. His gaze meets mine, and I whisper, "Well, hello, Benjamin," my voice graining from the surgery. I nurse him hello, and I nurse him goodbye. I haven't seen him since.